Welcome back to Booze and Rocks. My name is David Edwards. What does this piece of Scottish shortbread have to do with Burns Night? This Bobby Burns cocktail. Let's get into it. Alright, it's great to have every single one of you back here today. We are celebrating Burns Night, and we're doing that by making a Bobby Burns cocktail. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Burns Night or Robert Burns, he was a Scottish poet who was born in 1759 and he passed away in 1796. And in his short life, he was a prolific poet, and his poets became very widespread, including such poems as Ode to the Mouth and Auld Lang Syne. And you may recognize that one because it is sung every New Year's Eve around the world. However, is this cocktail actually named after Robert Burns, the poet? That's a good question, because in 1893, when the Waldorf opened, which later became the Waldorf Astoria, around the corner from there was a cigar shop and the owner, whose name was Robert Burns. And he even had a line of cigars. And they say that he came in and asked for this creation of a cocktail. However, the actual first written recording of the recipe comes to us from the Bishop and Babcock Company Fancy Drinks book from 1902. And in it, there's a cocktail named the Baby Burns. So that begins us on this journey. Now let's step forward in time to 1930 and we get Harry Craddock's Savoy cocktail book. And in this, he has a cocktail called the Robert Burns. And the ratios are different again, most of the same ingredients. So over time, this cocktail has spread and changed its shape a number of ways. So, should it be named after the cigar guy? I don't know. Should it be named after the poet? I don't know. In my preference though, I prefer the poet, and I prefer the poetry of the whole thing, because the poetry gives us the sounds and the imagery to go with our taste and our smell for the cocktail. And it creates an entire story, and cocktails are all about the story and your enjoyment of them. So, let's get this started. Grab your mixing glass. So this is great. We're not shaking anything today. It's nice, it's simple, it's easy. And the first thing we need is some Dewar's 12 Scotch. Now, this is a blended whiskey, and although I normally make most of my Scotch cocktails with monkey shoulder, this gave me an excuse to try this out. So you know what? I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, did you hear that? Some good cork action there. It smells really good, actually. For this, we need 1.5 ounces or 45 milliliters. All right. And next, we need a Sweet Vermouth. Now for this, we're going to use Dillon's Sweet Vermouth. It's a Canadian vermouth. It's not that far from where I live, which is awesome because I'm a huge fan, as you know, of supporting our local industries. For this, we're going to use 1.5 ounces and 45 milliliters. Now you're wondering at these ratios in this recipe. This is the most common recipe that you see around nowadays, or at least I've seen so far. The next thing we need is a little bit of Dom Benedictine. And this is a beautiful liqueur, and for this we need 3/4 ounce. Look at that. The colors look good, the smells are good right now. So what we'll do is try not to knock stuff over, but we're gonna throw some ice in there and we're gonna stir this. I don't need quite that much ice, because you wanna have at least twice the amount of ice that you have to your alcohol. Grab your spoon, and you saw my fanciness there, and we're gonna stir this for about 30 seconds. Oh yeah, look at that color. Oh yeah. Put this off to the side. Grab your glass of choice. In my case, I'm going to be using a nice little coupe. You could use something smaller or bigger. If you use a bigger glass and you're really a fan of the cocktail, just adjust your ratios to be able to fit that glass for you. So, grab your straining device, give it a pour. Look at that. Grab your Y peeler, and what we're going to do is we are going to express a lemon twist over the cocktail. And the reason I'm doing this directly above the drink is that the oils that come out will actually go and cover directly into this as well. Give this a bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a rub, give the handle a bit of a thing, discard this. Now the traditional garnish is a Scottish slice of shortbread. Look at this. Oh, this looks great. Take this off to the side because I really, really love shortbread. And you know what? This is an entry Scotch cocktail for those people that are not too sure about Scotch cocktails. Oh yeah, you get to smell immediately with the lemon oils directly underneath your nose. Oh yeah. For being a riff on a Rob Roy, which of course that is a riff on a Manhattan, this is really, really good. I like these ratios. The Dom Benedictine and the Sweet Vermouth blend very, very well with the Scotch. So your choice of Scotch will inform your taste on the cocktail. Oh yeah. Oh, that is so good. Oh yeah. Before I bite into this, if you think I should use a different type of Scotch or a different type of vermouth, let me know. Put that down in the comments down below. But what I will do is I will put the ingredients and the method of how to make this down in the description for you to look over. If this is your first time to my channel, please check out the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification. That way, every time I put up a new video, you'll be notified. If you're interested in helping us support the channel, please check us out at patreon.com/booze-on-the-rocks because every little bit helps. And you know what? Here's to Robert Burns. You have a great night. There's the suggestion that this cocktail was created in order. Or is this just a cocktail that we drink in honor of him? Who was Robert Burns? He was born in 1759. Auld Lang Syne, which is sung every year in